Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to ask this question of all of the witnesses, but I'd like to start with Secretary Carter and Chairman Dempsey. In your assessment, and without getting into specifics which cannot be discussed in this open setting, is there any military strategy or response that would achieve the same goals as the agreement before us without embroiling the United States and our allies in a potentially devastating long-term war in the region? And I would like a yes or no answer given the setting, starting with Secretary Carter.
Well, I'm sorry to be difficult on that, but I just need to understand the question a little bit more. You mean if there is no deal and Iran gets a nuclear weapon, then we have a serious issue. We don't give up at that point, but we would have to defend ourselves, our friends, and our allies in the face of that reality. Is that responsive to your question?
Well, the reality is that if without this agreement, Iran can produce a nuclear bomb in 2 to 3 months. So without this agreement, is there any military, I'll reiterate the question, is there any military strategy or response that would achieve the same goals as this agreement? More yes, more no?
I'm going to have to say that there is a military response. Maybe this is responsive to your question, Senator. There's a military option which I know you've been briefed on, which has the effect, as I've said earlier, of setting back the Iranian nuclear program. It doesn't stop it forever, but it substantially sets it back. We've talked about that publicly for quite a while. We work on that, and so if that's responsive to your question, that exists.
The other part of my question is, yes, we can have a military response that would set them back, but would that military response involve us in basically a long-term war in that region? Would that be a highly likely outcome of any military action?
Iran would surely respond to such an attack. So in the hypothetical situation in which that occurred, which this deal is intended to make unnecessary, Iran could respond for sure.
Chairman Dempsey.
One of my jobs, senators, never let the nation run out of options. So we would not run out of options, but they would become increasingly costly, to be sure.
And long-term.
And long-term.
Yes. Secretary Kerry, would you care to respond? And the
well, I think, Senator, I think General Dempsey answered the question earlier when he said that the deal is far more durable and provides a more durable option longer term, a period of time where it would be much more durable than the military option. I mean, look, I think it's pretty clear that if Iran were to start enriching or move back to its program, we have no inspectors, we have no sanctions that are universal. The United States can have them, but we've already seen sanctions don't get them to give up the program. So you're stuck with a situation of what will change the dynamic of their program. And the fact is, then you are in, as Secretary Carter has said, and as General Dempsey has just said, they will respond. And then we'll respond. And then it's back and forth. The question is, where does that end and how does it end? And does it accomplish the goal of getting rid of their program? We don't believe so. We believe this agreement accomplishes the goal and provides us with the support on a continuing basis of the international community.